paper and call here is the Daily Post. The Daily Post leads with this one. Benue, Governor Alia reveals those behind attacks on communities. I hope you got that right. Benue, Governor Alia reveals those behind attacks on communities. Well, the story is that Governor Hyacinth Alia of Benue State has accused some serving politicians in the National Assembly of sponsoring the attacks in his state. Of course, don't forget that as chief executive of the state, he is open to intelligence reports and so on, which is telling you that a resolute attempt by governors to take care of the insecurity in situations in their country, in their state rather, in their states, would put an end to it. Well, Governor Alia has revealed those behind attacks on communities in Benue. As they say, the first stroke is half the battle. By the way, I'm having to drive this with another gentleman. Charles Ideho is out of town. So Charles, good morning to you, and Eid Mubarak to you. Yeah, and I have company very soon. So other stories in the Daily Post to share with you include this one. Tinubu needs support of Nigerians. Shetima, Vice President Shetima, is saying this. Get to understand where, when, and why he said that, and then you are able to aggregate the context yourself. All right, another story in the Daily Post is this one. Akwa Ibom Commissioner Ememobong resigns, refuses to dump PDP for APC. Ememobong is one of the commissioners in Akwa Ibom State for information, and he has refused to join his number one citizen, Pastor Umoino, in jumping ship. Of course, you recall that Pastor Umoino had said anybody who refuses to defect with him should resign. So Ememobong has resigned, and the rest, as they say, is history. All right, other stories to choose from in the Daily Post. Would be this. Abia preparing against flood disaster. Of course, needless to tell you that the disaster at Mokwa in Niger State served more than a wake-up call for states in the country. Recall that NIMET, Nigerian Meteorological Services, had warned that flooding would hit no less than 30 states, 30 of the 36. And Abia is bracing up for the flood. So Abia is one of the 30 states named. Yeah. Another story from Benue is this: insecurity. We are under siege. Terrorism eating up Benue. Governor Alia is saying this. Again, building on what I read earlier in the first story I read. Okay. Justice Uwais exhibited rare courage, exceptional integrity. That's Mr. President paying his tribute to the former Chief Justice of Nigeria, Uwais, who passed on some days ago. Okay. Governor Eno receives needs assessment document of communities for 2026 budget. Yeah, you know that for a budget estimate to come to fruition, you must be familiar with the assessment, the needs of communities in your domain. So Governor Eno is doing that already. Amechi is saying this. Abati was governorship running mate to drug trafficker wanted in U.S. Wike's aide is saying this. So sometimes you wonder why politicians would fight dirty. I thought somebody had reminded you they are also humans. They live amongst us. Okay. ADC holds coalition meeting in Abia. Of course, ADC is one of the 18 parties registered by the INEC to contest elections and to operate within the country. It is holding a coalition meeting in Abia. All of this, you can be sure, is geared towards 2027 politics. 2027, I have no apologies. Governor Umoino endorses Tinubu for second term. He says he has no apologies for the endorsement. Okay. All right. The Daily Post will give you these details. The next paper here will be the Punch. So let's punch the stories, the headline stories in the Punch. Hurricane Tinubu set to sweep more states after Governor Eno's defection. It is no longer news that Governor Umoino of Akwa Ibom defected officially yesterday. And the lead story in the Punch says the defection, more like Hurricane Tinubu, is set to sweep more states after that defection. Okay. There's nothing wrong with selling property to relocate. UK nurse is saying this. Who is this nurse and why is she saying this? You must understand she has already relocated, and maybe she sold a property to facilitate the relocation. So she is justifying it. There's nothing wrong with selling property to relocate. Afenifere faction seeks Tinubu's impeachment over Lagos-calabar project. That's another story to read. Afenifere faction seeks Tinubu's impeachment over Lagos-calabar project. The project has attracted commentary for and against over time in the last 2-3 weeks. The faction is asking for Mr. President's ouster over the project. I have company now. The company is here, so may I welcome him formally. He is Chartered Accountant, National Affairs Commentator, Tumi Olowe. Tumi, I greet you. Thank you for agreeing to sit in for Chelsea Deho.
Good morning, Citizen Jones. Good morning to our listeners at home. I'm Bakar Disala.
Yeah. Okay, I was dealing with the second paper, The Punch. The lead story, Hurricane Tinubu set to sweep more states after Governor Umoino's defection.
It's the election cycle again, and politicians will continue to play politics.
Okay.
APC had said that they're still expecting more defection. But
So in a manner of speaking, this is more like 2027 building up.
Yes, of course, definitely 2027 building up. And we still have like 18 months, 18 months before the elections. A whole lot of things will still happen.
And of course, in politics, 5 minutes is a long time.
It is a long time. The Akwa Ibom State Governor issued a warning that if you are in his government and you are not jumping ship with him, you should resign. I think I saw yesterday that one of his commissioners,
a commissioner.
Yeah. So a whole lot of things are still on the plate.
All right. There's nothing wrong with selling property to relocate. A UK nurse is saying this.
Well, those are personal decisions. Choice of
where one lives, the kind of work one does, the person you would settle down with, or even if you would settle down at all. Those are personal decisions that a whole lot of variables will be involved in you reaching that decision. So if that is what works for you, that's fine.
Yeah, to me, I'm sure you are familiar with the line, look before you leap.
Definitely.
Definitely. Well, one expects that the nurse in question looked before she leapt. Ireland deports 35 Nigerians.
Well, people are becoming more conversative all over the world. The lefties are taking over government, and everybody's looking at their own interests first and foremost. So if you're relocating or moving to another jurisdiction, the most important thing, first and foremost, is to ensure that you're moving into that jurisdiction following all rules and regulation. Because things are getting tougher now.
Because when you are in your room, you have like
yes. So if you flout the rules over there, or you've employed the services of dubious agents, don't be surprised if this kind of thing starts happening to more of us.
But this next story would underscore what you just said. U.S. arrests 2,200 foreigners amid crackdown on illegal immigrants.
The German Chancellor presented Trump with his grandfather's birth certificate. So originally he's from Germany. Maybe just this subtle jibe to remind him that you are also, or we are also
of a German stock,
of an immigrant. But whichever way, he is a legal immigrant, so there is no scare of him being deported from the US. But like we said earlier, countries are now focusing more on clamping down on illegal immigrants because they need to work on their own resources too, so that it goes around the citizens, the legal citizens that are in their country.
Okay, please deal with this. Niger, flood victims' families hold bittersweet Salah celebrations.
Well, that shouldn't be a surprise. The flooding came very close to the Salah celebration. A whole lot of people have been displaced. They've lost loved ones. So it's going to be a bittersweet celebration. But it should still not detract from the fact that our governors have a whole lot to do. There were prior information to flooding this year, that we're going to have a lot of rains. They told us that the rain will come, it will cease, and then it will come down hard, and that there will be the chances of flooding are high. What one would have expected will be that governors will have been proactive. They will have looked at floodplains around their states, and then take proper precaution to educate people.
Yeah, to me, but we must stress here that inclement weather is a worldwide phenomenon.
It is. But
but in those other countries, alerts are sent out.
Alert was also sent out here.
Yeah, by NEMA here.
So it's just that this tendency. It is not my portion.
Whatever that means.
It makes us
not my portion.
To just leave caution
to the
wind, and then we start gnashing our teeth when things like this happen.
And of course, no human can stop nature from doing its work.
You can't even stop sleep, which is also nature.
So, but nature also demands that we do our own.
Definitely. And that's why God has given us the wisdom to be able to forecast these kind of things and take safety precautions.
Okay, let's move to the Vanguard now. The Vanguard leads with this story. Police, soldiers among 160 killed in Benue in 1 month.
The Benue case is really, if you listen to all the narratives coming from there, more of political undertones. Now, and for me, I think the governor needs to really sit down.
But the governor has gone one step further by naming those behind the killing orgy.
Because I think I was watching an interview with a commissioner from the state, and he was being asked that what is the governor doing to bring everybody in the picture, because it seems as if the major problem is starting from within the ruling party in that state. So we said it on some other platform that almost every week we are recording deaths, and we are attributing it to headsmen or headers, but now the clouds, the smoke is clearing out. We are seeing that it may be more of
an inside job. Yeah. Okay. Another story.
Sorry, let me.
Okay.
Good. The chief of defense staff, I think, has relocated to, or chief of army staff, have relocated to Benue, because it has become an embarrassing current. And I think we should start seeing
Benue, the killing field. Yeah. In the Vanguard, why I defected to APC, Governor, So every doubt, every postulations and so on will end here. Just get a copy of the Vanguard, know why Governor Eno defected.
Because everybody will always have a reason for why they defected.
Oh, yeah. 2027, how Wike's support for Tinubu is shaking PDP.
It should shake the PDP. Wike is a strong pillar in PDP. But unfortunately, they've not been able to sit down and resolve whatever the issues are. And somehow Wike has become a bone in their throat. They've not been able to spit him out.
What they call a gadfly.
Yes. So
the gadfly that troubles horses.
Then.
Okay. Supreme Court mourns as former Chief Justice Uwais dies 6 days to 89th birthday.
Well, most of us remember Chief Justice Uwais. He's lived a good life. Would have been more fun if he had started a new calendar year in his life. But unfortunately, that was not the case. May his soul rest in peace.
He came, he saw, he conquered.
Yeah.
How about this? Mokwa flood, an act of God. Ibrahim Babangida.
Yeah, the flood is an act of God, no doubt. But
the Mokwa own.
Yeah, but it's a natural occurrence. But the act of men to preserve their own life was not taken.
Killing people is definitely not an act of God.
No,
if you ask.
No, but flooding and stuff, earthquakes are act of God. But when you have been given an advance warning, the act of human also come into play.
The advance warning is an act of God.
It's an act of human.
No, an act of God. God sent the message. Look, flood is coming.
So
do something.
Do something about it.
All right. Catholic bishops blame federal government, state government for Benue killings.
You know, the picture would come out clearly as times goes on. Yes, both level of government should be blamed, because you can't just sit down and allow your citizens to be killed anyhow. But at the local level, that is where the foundation was laid, because it's now becoming clearer that these things were internal, were an outfall of internal strife between the elite in Benue State. And I would expect that since the governor has now named those people, it should.
I'm waiting for the next page.
Yes, which should be an effective prosecution of such people.
Doing the needful.
Doing the needful.
Yeah. How about this, to me? As predicted, world's richest man falls out with most powerful president. That's Trump.
There's this saying that we say politics is not rocket science. It's because you've not stepped.
It is also not an exact science.
It's also not an exact science, and it's because you've not dipped your toes into the river of politics. Once you do, you would see that the variables there are changing even faster than the tides of the ocean. He has gone in. He had seen that the civil service and politicians are not easy to deal with, and that's why it is important that we focus on all these people. We ensure that we get reasonable people that will try and do well by the people into such offices.
Yeah. Elon has said without him, he would not have won the presidency.
The president has also responded saying that he didn't need him to win.
But did he contribute?
Of course, definitely he contributed, but he has now learned that it is not about money. It is about understanding the game.
Okay, this one, Okpebolo, Edo State now. Okpebolo declares war on cultism and kidnapping in Edo. That's what we mean when we talk about executive resoluteness.
Yes, against crime in their respective jurisdiction. So it's important that governors start living up to the billing. And I hope this is not just rhetoric, that they're actually going to be effective and efficient in tackling this scourge in Edo State.
If you are number one, you prove you are number one.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yoruba will say that you cannot be made the chief of a eagle and not be able to carry the chick.
Okay, you cannot be named the
eagle,
hawk.
Or the hawk and not be able
and
to
not,
be able to effectively carry.
Prove who you are.
Yes.
Okay, then let's move to the Daily Sun here. The Daily Sun leads with a sad news. Mike Ejia, highlight music virtuoso, dead at 95.
Well, sad.
You know the man.
Yeah. Friendly. Sad, but also not sad because at 95, that's some length of life that has been well lived. I extend my condolences to the family, and may his soul rest in peace.
All right. More stories would be this one. Idel Kabir, Tinubu, governors, SGF ministers, others preach unity, patriotism.
As expected, let's preach these normal things. But most importantly, let's take it further and act it, not just preach alone. Let's be doer of the words that we preach. That is what will make a difference in the society.
Okay, but you know the enduring lessons of Kabir, selflessness, sacrifice, and others.
Unfortunately, when you look around the festivity itself, our acts are opposite to that. Short distances that were like 2,000 before, so then they became 8,000, 10,000. If you wait till maybe Tuesday, rams that are being sold for over $1 million now will drop back to like 250,000, 300,000. So
you wonder what happened.
What happened? So really, our acts are contradictory to the tenets of the faith that we practice, and it is having a negative effect on our society.
Yeah, commissioners resigned as Akwa Ibom Governor Eno defects to APC. I hear about 3 of them.
The one I saw was the Commissioner for Special Duties, which the man has said, if you are not in tune with my decision, please step aside from mine.
Yeah.
So it goes to show that we should be tolerant of each other's opinion and belief.
Yeah.
You don't coerce people to join you in your political or life journey. Everybody should be able to take a stand and make a decision on the direction of their life. And this is the beauty of democracy. So when I see people fighting other citizens because of their choice of candidates or political party, I'm wondering, look, it's democracy. It's a game of numbers. So try and win more people. You don't win people by coercing them.
All right, take your time from us, 7:30, and this is newspaper headliners from the Voice of the People FM 90.3 on the dial. We're dealing with the Sun newspapers. Another story here. Marwan Moun's Jibril Aminu describes ex-minister as epitome of knowledge.
Well, Jibril Aminu was he had a great profile. Was a professor of medicine.
Yeah, he was
a minister.
Yeah, he was a crack surgeon.
Yeah, he was the minister. He was, I think, the first NUC registrar thereabout. So he had a good life. He also left his footstep in the sands of time. Definitely.
And these footprints are never made sitting down.
No, definitely not. Of course, to some people, he did some things that were a bit not up to scratch, but for a whole lot of people, he also did well. But on the whole, I think he had a good life, and he
Oh, yeah.
also
Yeah.
also
He
rest in peace.
he ran a good race.
Yes.
Yeah. We sympathize with our condolences will go to the families. All right, next we deal with the Nation. The Nation newspaper is here. Lead story. Akwa Ibom commissioners, National Assembly members, House members, local government chair move with Eno to APC.
Well, it's politics. If the interests are aligned, they would move together. The ones that interests differ have already stepped aside, and that's the way it should be.
Okay. Leader of the Arewa Summit International, Dr. Bashir Lamido, has said Southwest should produce all presidential candidates.
And that's his opinion. There is no
It's his opinion.
yes,
yeah.
there is no constitutional provision
yeah.
backing that up. That's his opinion, and he has the right to hear it. But in politics, interest is what makes decision in politics. So if that is the aligning interest of all political players, probably we'll see that. But I doubt if that is going to happen.
Another story, as you would expect in the Nation, is this one. Tinubu, Buhari, Supreme Court, others mourn as the ex-Chief Justice of Nigeria dies at 89.
Yeah.
Akwa Ibom governor is telling you why I joined the APC. So if you are in doubt, please read the story and stop telling us what you feel. You know, the facts are in the paper. Facts are sacred. Only comment is free.
From the horse's mouth.
Yeah. Kano auto crash victim's wife delivered a baby boy 6 days after. You heard of the crash in Kano, as avoidable as it was.
Yes, it's quite unfortunate, but we thank God for the life of the mother and the baby, and I hope she has enough support base to help her get through this difficult time.
Okay, deal with this story to me. Varsity student dies after jumping from 3-story building.
Very sad news, especially when you've given so much to train your child to be to grow to this to grow to the extent of being a university student, and then this sad news is brought back home that child is dead. I would expect that the university will conduct, in conjunction with the security agencies, a thorough investigation.
Yeah, is necessary.
To let us know, was this homicide or was this suicide? Because it's really sad.
Or another side. Do you remember the story of the other day when a man reportedly flew to his death from atop the 26-story cocoa house at Ibadan? You remember? Whatever would have happened? Oh dear. Appeal court upholds Lagos family's claim to kingship stool.
Yeah, well, appeal court, hopefully the other contenders will accept the ruling and allow peace reign, and if not, they still have the opportunity to proceed to the Supreme Court. But most importantly for me is we should learn, just like this, to resolve our matters via the established system and processes. And we should learn not to take the laws into our hands. It's better to go through via the court than to start taking laws into our hand and then creating chaos in the community.
All right, this one. To me, let me, this story is from my state, so let me share it with you. ABAC 5 stakeholders declare support for Tinubu, Akpabio, and Eno.
Now, who are the ABAC 5?
ABAC 5 include, that's 5 local governments in the old ABAC province.
Okay.
ABAC itself, Okanafun, Eseno de means the correct name. I cannot remember the 5.
But the 5.
Yeah.
Well,
they're backing the governor.
For me, it's politicians doing their thing. But most importantly, I always want the citizens not to get lost in the noise of the market or get distracted by the noise of the market. God has given all of us the intellect to be able to sit down and analyze happenings around us and make informed decision from our analysis, and that's what people should do. But once we get caught up in the noise of the market, we become part of the herd, and we allow people to make decisions for us, which may not necessarily be in our interest.
Which is where the herd mentality phrase came in.
Yes.
From. All right, let's move now to the Tribune. The Tribune leads with Akwa Ibom Governor Umoina dumps PDP for APC.
Well, it will be the major
story.
news till maybe something else. But we've been expecting this because a couple of weeks back, the man has already issued a statement telling or asking whoever is in his government that is not in line with decision that he wants to take to leave the government. So we've been expecting a formal declaration of his defection to the ruling party. He's just chosen the Salah period to do that. So
for perhaps for effect.
Maybe perhaps for effect. But as the days go by Tuesday, when the Salah festivity has come to an end, we'll be getting more details and more reactions from.
Okay, still in the Tribune, U.S. Elon Musk's net worth drops by $34 billion amid feud with Trump.
Yeah, power is greater than money, because the person with power can strip you off of Putin demonstrated that when he dealt with some of the oligarchs in Russia. And with the fallout between Elon Musk and President Trump, a whole lot of people too would start checking the weather and probably start taking their investments into safer climes. Because they don't have an idea of how the president might decide to react and how the distance it would go.
Yeah, but speculations are here that the president might consider terminating the contracts Elon Musk has with the U.S. government.
Yes, he's mentioned that. He's alluded to that to some extent, and so people want to start, because such information create a whole lot of panic in people, and everybody wants to preserve their own head before anything else.
Okay. More stories to pick from in the Tribune. Mokwa flood. Niger government advises residents to relocate from waterways.
Well, it's better late than never, but I would have thought that this advice would have come when Nemet sent its warning, I think in January or February of this year, predicting the weather for the year, not after people have lost their livelihoods and life. Before now, the government of Niger State is just sending out warning after they're closing the barn door after the horse had bolted. And this kind of reactionary behavior from our governors or elected leaders is really unbecoming. This should have been done just as Nemet was announcing it. They should have put taking the necessary steps. I know that sometimes too we citizens can be difficult to deal with, but at least play your part.
Play your part.
Some people
leave
would
the
have
rest.
Yes, some people would have taken the advice and probably just put themselves away from that region until after the rainy season.
Yeah. All right. Other stories in the Tribune. Chief of Army Staff hails Army veterans, reaffirms support for welfare and national unity.
Well, I think I was reading over the last couple of days that there is a bill in the works at the National Assembly, Armed Force Trust Fund, which would look after the welfare of servicemen. I think probably after they have been disengaged or maybe died in service, that will take care of them and their families, which for me is a very good law being proposed by the government to take care of the men and women of the Nigerian Armed Forces, and that should give some level of confidence to the men and build their morale to keep fighting and protecting the nation.
Yeah, to me, let's quickly talk business here. We now export 37% of our fertilizer to the US, Dangote is telling.
Yeah, it's just that we are more focused on petroleum and its derivative. The fertilizer unit of the Dangote refinery had been exporting its products way before the way before the refinery itself started production. So I think maybe 2 years before. And it's good because what it portends is that you can invest your money in Nigeria and your business can thrive. So it's a good one coming from Dangote. Its business will thrive. The nation will also thrive. A whole lot of other businesses will ride on the back of these activities.
Dangote had hinted that he stands to make no less than $7 million daily
when
from
the exportation fully takes place, which is good. It's going to attract, I hope, more Nigerians that have the wherewithal to go into business than foreigners coming in to reap the profit of the land and carry it away to their home countries.
All right, then we apply the brakes here. So that will just about do it now for the papers this morning. Let's swing over to the listener. It's 7:45. 08036929933. Let's hear from you, the listener. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Citizen Jones, and your guest in the studio.
Good morning.
My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abaraja in Ekosun.
Yeah.
My take is on the naming of the political people who are trying to cause problems in Benue State. For the governor to have named some people, that means he has named and shamed them. And that is what we have been saying, that insecurity in Nigeria is caused by the political class, the national elite, and of course, religious elite. So the president himself should use this opportunity to have that political will to deal with these people that he has named, and also all over Nigeria, if possible. Then concerning Niger State, the flooding there, I'm advising too that whenever NIMED gives that advice, NOA, that National Orientation Agency, should come in place and sensitize the people in their own different languages, not only in Niger State, but other states of the Federation, so that these people will not have so much problem when there's flooding. So also when it is just like a accident, by this truck, people, the NOA should also sensitize people so as not to make people to stoop well and cause more disaster. Thank you very much.
60 seconds are up. Yeah. Okay. The line is open now. What story or stories are you reacting to? So let's go there. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. I've been listening to you. I am Polycarp from Elasa.
Polycarp, welcome.
Yeah. This flood disaster in Niger, I'm listening to you people what we are saying. Remember that there are downtrodden, in that circle. It's just as we are here in Lagos, maybe you are thinking about how to renew your house rent. And the government is saying, move out from where you are staying and go to a better place without any provision. Now, what I want to know now is that, are you telling the downtrodden to move out immediately, or that government should have come to their aid much earlier, than now? So I don't know why the situation in Nigeria is that when it is you and you alone. It doesn't concern anybody. The earlier we change that mentality, the better. What I'm saying here is that those people who have died, if you look into it now, it must be more among the people, among the
60
poor.
seconds are up. Thank you. We got you first time. Yeah.
First and foremost, life is very important. Whether you are rich or you are poor, it's only when we are alive that we can achieve the dreams that we have inside of us. Early in the year, and it's not only this year, it's almost every year, the Dynamite comes to project, to make weather forecast and telling state government which area they are likely to be flooding or other natural occurrences. Between the settlers in those areas and their state government, they should have reached a kind of a working arrangement that would temporarily take them. They're not saying relocate entirely from that area, but between so period of time, maybe during the rainy season, you are going to have this issue. If you decide to stay there and you lose your life, what else do you want to do again?
To me, if you don't mind, let me attempt a bit of preaching here. In Noah's time, a warning was given out, if you remember.
Yes.
By Noah himself. Did people take heed? So no be today. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, King Jos.
I greet you.
I'm Ben from Eva. Charles, good morning.
No, Charles is not here.
Charles.
To me.
You call Charles Idoho.
This is to me.
To me.
Good
to
morning.
me, Aloe, please.
Okay, I'm Ben calling from Eva. St. Joseph, they have been mining gold in Niger. I believe that by now, this is when they should use all the wealth they have gotten from that Niger State, both governor and the federal government. Because immediately Tinubu took over, Dela Alake went to the governor, collected gold worth $5 million, and went to Tinubu and showed him that gold will be coming out of Niger now. Mineral resources will add to our GDP. Now, these people are in this condition. Now, let them use the money they got from here and relocate them and make them comfortable. Concerning somebody that said that it will be southwest in 2027, that person should remember that Obasanjo is from southwest. We ruled 8 years. Osinbajo, vice president, from southwest, 8 years. Tinubu now, 2027, from southwest, it will be 4 years. They have that means 20 years.
60 seconds.
Out of 28 years. It is the turn of Southeast. It is the turn of Southeast.
Except that Oshibajo was a vice president. Thank you. Okay. The line is open now. Let's have you react to the stories we have shared. Hello, good morning to you.
Very good morning to you, St. Jones.
Yeah.
My name is Joshua calling from Kenya.
Yeah, Joshua.
I want to talk on the defection of my state governor to the APC, Pastor Moino. Well, I know it's heartbreaking for the PDP supporters, which I am one. But if that defection is for the interest of the state, which I believe it is, then so be. We're not born with PDP or APC. PDP will pass away, political party will pass away, the Akwa people will still remain. And for the record, under the 16 years of PDP rules, there has never been a single kilometer of road constructed in Akwa Ibom since the creation of that state by the federal government. This is the first time a federal government intentionally went and started the project of that Lagos-calabar road. And then, at least having this man in our own side, the Senate president, we cannot have a man like that and then stay aloof. We need to align. I understand the position of the governor. Some months back, he took home about 104 of some notable Akwa Ibom, including the traditional ruler, our paramount ruler, to the president to convert, a chieftaincy on him, which it has never been done anywhere. Well, then we look at it and say, why moving our traditional thing? But then we look at, there were some things discussed there, which is the Ibom Deep Seaport and ecological district. So if defecting to APC will guarantee us that project, then it will be.
All right. Take your turn too. The line remains 080-3692-9933. Which story or stories caught your fancy? How do you react to it or to them? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Citizen Jones.
I welcome
you. Ikan calling you from a solo kingdom.
I greet you.
It's a pity that Omoeno has finally defected to APC. But I want him to understand that the life of Akwa Ibom people are so precious, so important, so valuable, that no life should be sacrificed for his political ambition. No matter what happens, we know what is going on. I want Omoeno to remember that things are not the way he thought. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Take your turn now. To me, you are wondering. You are wondering what he said. He is saying it is not only the sea that sweeps people away, even the
life
water.
itself.
Water you use in washing your
can sweep.
Yeah.
So I think at first class, I just want to refer to something that he said about since the governor has named the people behind the crisis in Benue State. The prosecution, because the crime has been committed within the jurisdiction of Benue State. It is Benue State Ministry of Ministry of Justice that will will go on to prosecute those people. So arresting and prosecuting them lies with the Benue State government, and the Benue State government should see to it that those people are not just mentioned, they are arrested and prosecuted because the crime has been committed within that jurisdiction.
All right, we're done. We apply the brakes here, but let me thank mightily Tumi Olowe for standing in for Charles. Thank you very kindly.
Thank you very much for having me. It's my pleasure to be here.
Our next program is 5 minutes away at 8 o'clock. Please stick around. Thank you.
Are you aware that Iruka Online Limited installed and designed a 100,000 capacity church building? Oh yeah, we are the sole distributors of global leading brands all over the world, such as Wafday Light Array, speakers and digital amplifiers, Preseno's digital mixers and studio equipment, Coswell workstations and keyboards, Fender greeters, Mapex drums, Ashdown bass combos, just to mention but a few. We offer flexible payment plan handled by our financial department with 24/7 customer care support system. You can visit our website on www.iruka.com to avoid buying fake products. You can also visit our showroom at number 36 Lagos International Airport Road beside Golden Tulip Hotel. Iruka, never settle for less.
Let's enjoy this happy day. Come on, let's celebrate.
It's a season of joy, sacrifice, and celebration. On behalf of the officers of the Nigeria Customs Service, the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeni, MFR, wishes all Muslim faithful a peaceful and blessed Eid al-Adha. As you celebrate, remember obedience, fairness, and unity keep our nation strong. Stay compliant, trade right, and let's build Nigeria together. Eid Mubarak. Eid Mubarak from the Nigeria Customs Service.
Come on, let's celebrate.
From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and pressure for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things and makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Let's celebrate.
A radio station is supposed to inform.
Recently, that people are getting to know about themselves, about their physique. That is women, black women.
Educate.
So what you need to do now is go to www.
And also entertain you.
Chapter systems are offline.
Number one for today's hits and all-time favorites. This is Voice of the People. But wait a minute. When it's time to speak your mind, where do you go? Don't go too far. Here at Voice of the People Radio, VOP 90.3 FM, we give you a voice.
Hello, folks. I greet you. Welcome one more time. This is the second offering on the Voice of the People FM 90.3 on the dial. Citizen Jones this morning. That's what we're doing now. And what we do here is simple. We interrogate issues that get thrown up by my country, your country, just so you know. Today, I'm looking at executive resoluteness. Enugu governor moves against illegal spiritualists, kidnappers, et al. In new bill. Well, let me set the tone for this discourse today by stating that resoluteness, executive resoluteness for that matter, refers to the firm determination and unyielding commitment of an executive to achieving a specific goal or vision in the face of challenges or setbacks. Recall that only days ago, an Enugu ritualist or native doctor, if you like, suspect, Obi Obieze, said to have killed several people and whose bodies were found in one of his buildings, was nabbed in Lagos, and the man who nabbed him refused a 10 million naira bribe offer. You know, a scandalized Enugu State Chief Executive, Peter Mba, elected to take the bull by the horns. He forwarded an executive bill to the State House of Assembly. The big idea is to stop criminal activities linked to native doctors, herbalists, and their cousins. We understand the governor wants to outlaw money rituals known locally as okite. I hope I'm right here. As well as criminal bulletproof charms referred to as odeshi. The bill, entitled Maintenance of Internal Security, Vigilance and Order, seeks to prohibit the illegal occupation of forest and property for criminal purposes. What this tells me is that pockets of crime under any guise can be contained if there's a resoluteness. Need I say more? Shall we give context to this subject matter? And to me, easier to do just that. To me, I greet you one more time.
Good morning, Citizen Jones.
So, executive resoluteness. Up there, to me, perhaps I may start this by recalling, you are familiar with what happened in neighboring Anambra State.
Yes.
When the governors meant to stop activities of fake herbalists and all. Do you remember the Okija saga?
Way back.
Yeah. So it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, because it's part of our culture, unfortunately. But as we evolve, we should try as much as possible to gestation some bad practices that we've been carrying along with us for a while now. And I'm happy that both Anambra State Governor and
his neighbor, Enugu,
are taking that step. It also goes to reiterate the fact, or buttress the fact, that if our governors are ready to work, they can work. And then that dividend of democracy that we've been yearning for can start getting
taking root. Yeah.
So when we have insecurity in a particular state, first and foremost, the local government and the state government within which jurisdiction that insecurity is happening should be the first respondent to such crises. And most times when we go back and review the circumstances, most times 80-90% of the time the incidents are caused or promoted by locals, which most times are known to the governors and the elites in those areas. There have been incidences of ritual killings, of kidnapping, of organ trafficking. This is what led to, first of all, Soludo in Anambra State arresting over 400 traditional doctors.
Traditionalists, yeah.
Yeah, traditionalists. And why it did so was not to debar anybody from practicing their faith, whether it is any religion that are doing, Muslim, Christian, or traditional belief, but to fish out the ones that are enabling criminals to feel emboldened to carry out the activity. Because when you go ahead to do a bulletproof charm for someone, what do you think the person is doing? Why is he doing bulletproof?
To me, lest you begin to turn now, I know that in the Yoruba country, there's what you people call ayeta.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Which is odeshi.
Odeshi, yeah.
Uh-huh. Is there any... You remember the saga years ago in the late fella Anikula Bokuti? Somebody came and pretended to...
have ayeta.
To prepare bullet charms for him. And Beko, who was the realist in the park, said, no, fella, don't wear that thing. Make we wear this thing for this dog. And they put the charm on the dog and fired a bullet at the dog, and the dog died. So, why? I don't know if it's a natural thing, you know. Nigerians are a religious people. You believe God is the omnipotent, and omnipresent and omniscient, you know. So why go for Odeshi?
Well, we are all human beings, but makeup and views about...
Well, you are not sure.
No, our makeups and
psychology
are different. So we probably would have different beliefs, and sources of confidence will be different, which explains why we practice, even in the Christian religion or the Muslim religion, we have different sects because we have different views about the same belief that we profess. So definitely the traditionalists, from stories being handed down and from happenings that you have seen, would believe in some preparations to safeguard themselves. But what we are saying is, when you now start doing juju for somebody to be able to disappear, to withstand a bullet, don't you ask why? You are not in the army, you are not a policeman, you are not chasing after criminals. So maybe those ones that are doing it, we might understand.
This thing has been a long time coming. You remember in the Bible, there's a reference to the witch of Endor. So
no, of course, it's been that's what I'm saying. It's in part of human nature. But when you now start, it now becomes a way of life.
Oh yeah.
And criminals consult you. You have become an accessory to the crime that they are committed. You become an accessory to the insecurity taking place in your society.
Let me break it down. Under Section 3.1 of the bill sent by Governor Mba to the State Assembly, all individuals offering spiritual services in the state, whether as native doctors, herbalists, spiritualists, chief priests, diviners, seers, must register with a designated state ministry, department, or agency. Failure to do this will attract a fine ranging from between 1 and 5 million naira or 2-year imprisonment, or both.
As it should be. Because you see, once the governors start taking these resolute stands against criminals and their enablers, you know, if the Babalawos, the DBS, are not doing this juju for these individuals that need it to fortify themselves before they go out and commit their crimes, the rate of crime will go down. It's just like when government
used to say, I know that they've said you can go ahead and treat gunshot wounds.
Okay.
It was to curb crime, because if a criminal has been shot and he knows that it will be difficult for him to get medical help, you have to start thinking, is it worth my while to go and do this?
Trouble,
So,
but you know the Hippocratic oath to which every
but the law has even said now, treat these people, just ensure that you report to the police.
Then we can report
to the police. So as you are treating them, you are calling the attention of the police. We have people here with gunshot wounds. Please come and investigate and see what has transpired before they have that, which is not bad. But it helps in curbing crime,
criminality.
Yes.
All right. Let me make this a dialogue. A dialogue, not a monologue. If you feel up to joining issues, raising new ones, do so now. 0803-692-9933. Get the story right. Governor Peter Mba has moved against illegal spiritualists, kidnappers, and all. You know, what do you think is happening? Do you support him?
Before the starts coming in, one thing I don't like that our governors do or government do is that when these people are identified and we now know that their properties are a crime scene, instead of us calling in our forensic experts to go through that property, get the evidence that can effectively nail the suspect, we will move in bulldozers and level and erase
every
forensic evidence would be erased. And you know, at the back of my mind, I'm always like, I'm even suspecting our elites because they're probably also involved and they're trying to cover their own tracks.
I have a listener here. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, sir. The radio icon himself.
I greet you.
Yeah, Alabalakwe is my name. And I greet your guest. I don't know the name of your guest.
Oluwatumininu Olowe, to me for
sir.
short.
Good morning, sir. This is Alabalakwe.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Sir, I think the bill by the state assembly or by the governor of Enugu, right?
Yes.
I think it should be a national thing. Because when you observe the art of criminality or that this is portraying, it's cut across. Some people will do bad in Enugu. They will do that kind of evil. Or the Babala will be in Enugu. They want to do the magic for them. And they will come and carry out the crime in Lagos. You understand me? That's why if it is good, it will be very good if National Assembly can copycat from what is going on in Enugu and make it a national thing. That anybody that wants to establish anything, it should be part of the law. If this thing is be there, you will see most of all these people calling them, you see signboard, unnecessary signboard. When you get there, it's what that people doing there.
So 60 seconds. Thank you very much. Yeah.
It's a good move.
Yeah. Well, this is why I brought this issue here, so we debate it. Yeah. Take advantage. Another listener is there. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Citizen Jones and your guest in the studio.
Good morning, sir.
My name once more is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Amparonje in Ekosun.
All right then.
Yeah, I see that move by Enugu State Governor as very much commendable. In fact, I see it and term it as sublime mysticism and nonsense. You see? Because if these people, these herbalists and such prophets, especially in our religious prophets, are very, very correct, then they should have foreseen the coming of COVID-19. But nobody saw it worldwide. So I don't believe in them. So I believe in godly miracles when you pray by yourself and you believe that God will do things to you just as He has created you to come to a particular place. But I don't believe in unnecessary prophecies and this herbalist, what they call audition, whatever. I don't believe in such things.
Osifo, I know say on our side get them.
I don't believe in them.
Thank you. 60 seconds are up. Anybody to do ayeta for you?
Ayeta. Me, I have Ayeta.
All right. 60 seconds out.
Ambassador Musbao has raised some contributed some important.
Ayeta, by the way, means Odeshi.
Yeah.
Whoever they prepare bulletproof for you, tell them tell the herbalist that they might use AK-47. I beg. All right, let me take another listener here. Good morning to you.
Just good morning. The guests are great. This is Obi coming.
Good morning.
Obi, welcome.
I'm happy that the politicians are on the list because most of these stories always come back to them. Most of they always need some for their politics. Thank God they are leading this war. And my problem too, just like the guest said, this issue of destroying properties of the accused or how you put it, it's also not good. Even if it's not for forensic use, you can use them for police stations, use them for military, or something for them. Something that, why do we destroy such a massive property? That's how it advanced. They want to destroy their properties, and the police people are looking for money to build police stations. For me, it doesn't make sense. Thank you very much.
All right.
So Ambassador made some cogent points. Will the governor have the will to follow up? Are the people ready to support government? Because security is for everybody.
To me, I hope you know that political will is never imported.
It's never imported.
So
that's what I'm saying.
No be a question of saying it don't finish for where.
Yes, because we keep hearing if a governor telling us, most times we hear it. Yeah. If I tell you the people causing trouble in my state, and the governor name these people, know them. Arrest them, prosecute them. Like you said, what is our CID doing? We know most times we know these people. We know, but we all just turn a blind eye until they touch us.
I hope you have heard of unknown gunmen.
Which is another sad happening that we have.
Are they really unknown?
It's a big one.
I have a listener here. Good morning to you.
Hello, Papa Joe.
Yeah. Papa, who is calling now?
Joe. Who's calling from Aja?
All right, go on, sir.
Greetings to
me,
my brother there.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. The issue of is well commendable. It's not proactive, it's reactive anyway. Because until all these culprits are brought to the open and punished, either at the law court, since we cannot do firing squad now, people will not be killed, and they will not be something. So that's that. So if there is still a prevalence of issues of poverty in the country, there is no way you will not see things like this.
Okay, thank you.
Even in the churches.
Yeah.
In the churches, you see all these activities. It is worse even than the herbalists.
All right. Sorry, 60 seconds are up. I got you first time. Yeah, let me go to another section of the proposed bill. Section 15 states, any person who under the guise of spiritual or traditional practice, including but not limited to the practice referred to as Okite or Odeshi or any other magical or ritual name, administers or causes to be administered any charm, substance for the purpose of invincibility, protection, facilitate the commission of a crime is liable.
As it should be. You see, we should be careful how we use poverty as an excuse for justifying crime.
Yeah.
That you are poor does not mean you have to be a criminal.
You don't hear the statement, na poor, no craze.
No craze. So,
the state of being poor is not permanent. Just as the state of being rich is not also permanent. Because if you do not maintain it well, you might move from being rich to become poor again. So it should not.
To me, again, permit me to go biblical. You remember one of the disciples told Jesus, "Oh God, this oil we then they take, we can sell it and make money and give to the poor." Jesus said, "Before they burn me, poor people die, and when I die, then go still die."
Yes.
So poverty is a fact of life.
So we should not use it as an excuse to justify that people are poor. Yeah. Because if you continue in crime, the probability that one is going to get out of poverty, it's actually really slim. Because even if you now make the money and the long hand of the law catches up with you, you will go back to being poor.
To me,
that's the reality of it.
Consider the Enugu suspect who was arrested,
and then he was running away.
He offered
10 million naira to that
immigration.
And you know, it made me happy that we still have Nigerians that would turn a blind eye to such a huge amount. No matter how you think the naira is weakened, 10 million naira is still a whole lot of money.
Yeah. So sorry, let me take another listener here. Good morning.
Nice to be here.
Welcome.
Yes, sir. I greet your guest.
Good morning, sir.
This is Mazi Kometu. See, I support what Enugu State Governor introduced in Enugu, or the actions he wants to take in Enugu State. You know, it started from Anambra State. Now, as they want to fight this fight in Enugu State, all these guys will run away and go to Imo. Or are we going to? Your first caller said, let it be introduced in nationwide so that they cannot run away unless they run out of Nigeria. Yes, I think I support him. Sir. Thank you. God bless.
Yeah, and I'm sure part of why this is being brought to up for discussion is so that we can also, you know, as we lend our voices to it, the people in authority, they listen, they monitor all these programs, so in Anambra State they didn't even make a new law. Soludo made use of existing law. So there are laws already that can curb all these things. What we're just hoping for is that our governors would start living up to the name of governor, not just be called excellency or being called excellency's sake. Let your actions be excellent.
That's it.
In favor of your citizens.
To me, the man who approaches the herbalist, the dibia, I beg do bulletproof charm for me. That man should be arrested.
He should.
Because the question should come, why do you want to evade bullets? Why you want dodge bullets?
You are not a member of the security forces.
Yeah.
You are not a member of a registered vigilante group. And then you are doing Odechi. That means something is amiss.
Does it work? Me, I don't know.
I don't know too.
Okay.
I have not subscribed to it. I have not seen anybody that are subscribed to it. I've heard, of course, I heard stories, but they are just stories.
And in the Yoruba country, you people also have Agbefo. Egbe.
Yes.
That is, you go disappear.
Yes. I know, you know, the thing is, I'm happy that we've now started regulating these things because sometimes, even leave the criminals alone. If you enter public transport, and I hope our public transporters are also listening, most of our drivers are reckless on the road because they believe that they have Egbe if the boss or the vehicle they are using for their business gets to have an accident. They will be carried away from that spot to another place.
What about
but
the passengers?
they've forgotten that the passengers do not have Igbe or may not have Igbe. So, so when you see drivers being reckless, and you hear them say it, that maybe when Labaja had accident, he just found himself on top of a mango tree.
Yeah.
But what about the passengers that have paid for? So, you might not even use it for criminal activities, but most times it leads people to be reckless in their behavior in the society. And you're a transporter because you believe that you have Igbe, you can take a trailer headlong, overtake a vehicle while a trailer is coming ahead of you. Putting the life of your passengers at risk is also not a good thing to do. So these things need to be regulated so that we can start applying senses in our way of life.
Okay, to the new listener, the newcomer, if you are just joining us, this is Citizen Jones this morning, and the issue we are looking at is simple: executive resoluteness. Governor Mba of Enugu State moves against illegal spiritualists, kidnappers, and their cousins. He has sent the bill to the State House of Assembly. Do you think you have any issue to raise here? You want to join issues with us? Do so. The line is 0803 692 9933. The idea is to sound like the town crier. Go to town. Hello, I have a listener here. Good morning to you.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Jones.
Yeah. Welcome.
All these things I'm talking about, all the politicians knows much about all these things. They know everything about all these things. Not that they have apprehended all this. But the one I want to condemn is they cannot use their fellow human being to do all the old politicians, they have bulletproof on their body. Even some past, all of them into that very thing we're talking about. We only say that they should not kill somebody, don't kill a fellow human being to make money. Don't kill a fellow human being to make money. But all the opposition, they have.
Wait, no vex.
When we make blanket statements,
it
has a way of detracting from us dealing effectively with issues in our society. Yes, it's so easy to say that all politicians have Odechi, and because of that, so before we even start tackling the issue, we are already defeated in our mind that it cannot work.
To me, you are facing the barrel of an AK-47 rifle because you have Ayeta.
Of course, it's a joke. But you see, like I'm still going back to, and this is what Ambassador Musiba is part of what he's referring to. Are the governors going to have the will to tackle the matter, and are the people willing to cooperate with the government in tackling these issues? I know that we have this belief that Odechi works, that Ayeta works, that Igbe works. I don't have a problem with that. But for those, it's not all of us that believes in all these things. But are we going to allow those that don't believe in it to cooperate with government?
If you carry Ayeta to court, the judge goes shoot them down. No?
Yes, definitely, because
they don't believe in it.
It doesn't have any. You can't prove it.
All right. Hello. Good morning to you.
Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah.
This is Chief Aja from Enugu. Yes.
Welcome.
Yes, I want to contribute to the ongoing program.
Yeah, go on.
So what I'm trying to say about the program is that Rio, yes, Odechi. But yes, but the character, the manners we approach to it very differently. Even the governors, the senators, the House of Assembly,
all their vehicles are bulletproof. So we civilians, we still on our own can still do same or this for protection. The Boko Harams themselves, you can see the way they face the Nigerian army one-on-one. What are they still using? Same or this. It does not really mean that Odeshi means you are doing it for robbery or to commit crime or whatever the way you say. You understand?
Thank you. 60 seconds are up. I hope. Okay, thank you. We got you first time.
If you are not a member of the armed forces, you are not a policeman, and you are not a tout or talk being used by politicians to create havoc in the society, why would you be needing an Odeshi or Ayeta?
Do you need it?
So these are the questions we need to ask ourselves. And when we say cars are bulletproof, those are established facts. You can prove them. The science behind them is known, and there's a reason is to protect the people because they are exposed people.
To me, our policemen and women wear bulletproof vests.
Yes, to protect them against attacks from criminals.
All right, another listener is here. Good morning to you.
Good morning, my fellow gentlemen. I love what you people are saying. My name is Emeka. I don't see equal by the name from Ikeja. Please, what is going on in this country should not be only for the individuals and the ordinary person. Even the executives need to be checked in all these laws. The presidency, the legislators, the governors, most of them are the ones that are igniting all this crime behind. But we just overlook it.
Oga, but we talked about it and you have heard it. Governor of Anambra State came against it. He wants to regulate the thing. That's what Enugu governor is doing.
Well, it's a welcome idea. But what of the executives? What is happening in Aso Rock? And what is happening
Leave Aso Rock out of this. This has nothing to do with any rock. I am saying the governor of Enugu State has done this. So it no be a Aso Rock wahala.
It's a welcome idea anyway.
Thank you.
But
go and